shows to me most people, they're not completely, how should I say, are not completely satisfied that there is a God. It just, to me, it gives me a perspective on what you think and how you think, and you definitely have a higher order of thinking when it comes to, when you can believe in God, and and given the state of things, how they are, and the difficulty for, I'm certain for certain people in the world it is the way it is today. A lot of people have a difficult time with that.
Well, yeah.
But, I mean, I just want.
I can tell you with certainty I'm not an atheist.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, certainly I have a very strong relationship with God, and most of the people in our organization do. Not that we would exclude anybody if they didn't, but...
I have a friend who doesn't. It's always a good conversation, but no one wins it.
But
it is very good. I think it's irrational not to believe in there's a God. There's too much to it's so vast, it's so intricate, it's so elaborate, the world as it is. I mean, as far as creation is concerned. That's a tangent. I'm not.
It's certainly unscientific to not believe in God, to discount the existence of God. Right. The scientific method basically tells you that you can't discount an option until you can disprove it. Yeah,
it is very scientific. And there's another angle that I've explored recently, that as far as just getting off on this tangent a bit, the whole concept of whether or not you believe in, should I say, the law as it stands. I mean, whenever there's more witnesses to a fact or to an incident, whatever they're given in a court of law, if they're ever given more than one or two, three witnesses, there lies in the truth very often.
Right.
So, I mean, if you look at all the testimony throughout biblical times, and even in Egyptian times, you can find much evidence, documented evidence of witnesses, people who saw events and miracles. And so, I mean, that's always a good angle to explore. But I mean, here I'm getting off big tangent, and I didn't really mean to do that.
No, it's okay.
It's really not.
Like you say, it's interesting. But getting back to what I wanted to relate to you, I think that personally I've discovered that in my life that God is much bigger than our sexuality. I mean, He is so much more than what we presume He believes or thinks.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just temporal beings going in our direction, and God is eternal and much greater and much more beyond what we, we're very finite. We're here today, we're tomorrow,
and given, sorry, and given that, isn't it kind of presumptuous for any one of us finite mortal folks to claim that we understand what God's will is and what God's plan for the world is?
That's so exact. That's just what I'm driving at, because, I mean, I've seen all the moral dogma, judgmental types that I don't ever want to meet, and I've so many have different definitions of what the right lifestyle, and it all boils down to the quality of your life. I mean, God, He's not somebody who judges people for their outward appearance. I mean, it's the inward person. It really, I mean, if you look at the Gospels, it seems time and time again, Christ talked about the inward person. And I don't want to get off in this. I don't want to,
no, I agree with you.
On this whole moral course of reasoning, but I just want to. I firmly believe that God is so much more than what we think He is, or when we put Him in a box and says that He thinks this and He thinks that, and we're subdued by it, or we're we're caught up in self-condemnation because of what people think and how they define the gospel.
And if you're going to accept that in your life, God is love. If God is represented by love, then those negative feelings that people have for themselves and the ones they express for other people, you really can't be in line with.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, there's there's a proverb that I can't think exactly what it says. That which is seen is, that which is unseen is that which is seen is temporary, and that which is unseen is eternal.
Yeah.
How we see things so temporary. How God sees things are from a long-term
Right.
perspective that we have no definition of, even of His time, His realm of time. So I'm just thinking that, I believe it's true. God will judge us on the quality and the value of the overall life you led. You know what I mean?
Sure. The way we lead our lives.
The outward person is so petty you can't reason from that outward perspective. You can't. You have to reason from the inward perspective, from the eternal, perspective. You know what I mean?
We're gonna have to cut you off. We're getting down to our last couple minutes.
We're just about out of time, but
that's
no,
all right. It was
okay.
wonderful. I'm glad you called.
Please call us back again.
Sorry if I seemed over spiritualized.
No,
not at all.
You know what? This is an issue.
You missed some of our earlier shows.
This is an issue that is very near and dear to our hearts, and we would be very happy to talk about it. Please call us back. Come on the show if you like. Come up to Hartford. Come up to Hartford and meet us. But yeah, please call us back. We would be very happy to talk about this at length.
Yeah, I'll try to. I'm just like get your show for you.
Yeah. Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye. Great call. And
been a really good night.
Yeah, no, that was great, and that is a subject that we do talk about fairly frequently, and and we have talked about at length before, and it's a subject that's very near and dear to our hearts. So the whole idea of faith and spirituality within our group is something that is kind of important to us, and we would be happy to talk about that. We'll probably do whole shows on it. So. But anyway, we are quickly running out of time.
Quickly running out of time. One other reminder I would point out, we don't have time to talk about it, but June 4th, tomorrow, is the 20th anniversary of Tiananmen Square.
Ah, that's interesting. Let's go lay in front of a tank.
Well, it went on for a week before that event, before Western journalism turned it into an Independence Day celebration, and I would encourage folks to go read about it more, because I'm not going to be able to talk about it tonight. Yeah,
it was certainly an interesting thing. It was an interesting time. That was another thing. I was glued to the TV. but yeah. Anyway, that was very cool. And I didn't realize that that was the anniversary. But anyway, so we're just about out of time.
Yep.
But
come see us Saturday, June 6th,
please,
National Park from 11 to 5.
Yeah, come up and see us. We'll give you cheesecakes and condoms. That sounds bizarre, doesn't it? But we will. That's what we're going to do.
Sounds
and
like a
we'll be
band.
there. You can come and meet us, sign up for a show, whatever you want to do. And please celebrate
Gay Pride Month.
June 2009, the LGBT Pride Month.
Yep.
Very, very cool. Thank you to President Obama for doing that. And please celebrate that. And we will
see you next week.
We'll hopefully see you Saturday, but if we don't, we'll see you next week. And
Brett Bernardini.
Please tune in and make sure you watch Father Russ's show, which is just fun.